Masinya Attorneys Incorporated, a boutique commercial and taxation law firm in Midrand, Johannesburg, South Africa. Strategic lawyers on point with more than 20 years of practice experience. We are professional, capable, and qualified.
As a church leader, your time and resources are limited. It's difficult to find discipleship and Bible study materials that are affordable, easily accessible, and high quality. But there is a way to equip the people in your church every day of the week without losing sleep. Welcome to RightNow Media, the world's largest library of video-driven Bible study resources, used by more than 20,000 churches, schools, and organizations. With a RightNow Media subscription, everyone in your church can access thousands of biblical resources for kids, couples, small groups, and more. Give your members access to great content, anytime, anywhere, on any device.
And God specifically says, the way you think, that's not the same way I think.
Equip and inspire everyone in your church beyond Sunday.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Solomon Nizanga Shams. Welcome to Solomon's Temple, where we get to dissect issues, news, and, everything that has to do with our Christian leadership. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. The fact that you are here, whatever your reasons are, you are a supporter of what God is doing through this platform. And I really want to thank you so much for your support that has been unending. I know a lot of you guys get in touch to encourage me, to encourage what we're doing here. Some of you guys get in touch and even send some money to us. We don't even know who you are, but you believe in it. Some of you guys watch the videos over and over again. You recommend the videos to other people. And we just want to appreciate each and every one of you. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for being here. You're watching for the first time or you haven't subscribed yet, could you please go ahead and subscribe right now? Thank you so much. By the grace of God, 2 days ago, we just reached the 60,000 subscribers number. So thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you're watching on Facebook, please hop to the other side, and that is YouTube, and subscribe, and that would help us to keep spreading the word wherever you're watching from. I appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm on social media. My social media networks are Solomon Ashams, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Solomon Ashams. Please make sure that you do that. Thank you everyone who is here with us. There's quite a bit of people who are here with us. There's Olukayode Thomas, all the way from Australia. You're in Perth, if I remember very well, or Sydney. Thank you so much for being here. Balak from Brisbane. So we got some Australians here. We got a bit of Australians here. You are in Brisbane, so that's in Queensland. I've been to Brisbane once, quite a while ago. I went to a place called Maroochydore, beautiful country. I bet no go. I heard China doesn't accept Nigerians too. What could be the stigma attached to the rejection? Well, we'll talk about that a little bit. Sherry from Germany, thank you for being here. Christine, all the way from Kenya. Jumbo, good to have you here. Cynthia from the beautiful England that is gradually getting into winter very soon. Thank you, Rendani from Saudi Arabia, South African based there. Andy from Dominica, appreciate you so much. Evelyn is here. Yes, you're here. Fresh Malia from Great Britain. Bongani, I see you. And everyone who is here, I appreciate you. Sandra, thank you for being here. Thank you, Rena from Hortspread. Julie from Uganda, awesome. And also there is Cynthia. Okay, I got Cynthia earlier on from the UK. Thank you, everyone who is here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, so quickly, I just wanted to touch base and bring some sort of an update, not update rather. I came across this story because somebody who lives in the US told me about this so-called prophet, and tried to get my opinion about the prophet. So I had to do some sort of a background check to see. Here is Chibu Eze with a very funny one that he's from Aso Rock, right? Are you the president, Chibu, or you're the next president? Aso Rock is like the White House, you know, like Americans have the White House, or South Africans have the Union Building. So he said he's from Aso Rock. He's laughing. So we know maybe we're going to elect you next time. Make sure you just fix the country. So I checked him out online, and basically I just saw a lot of stuff that was disturbing. And I told a friend, I was like, how can you even be following somebody like this to start with? It's very blatantly clear that this person has their own objectives and goals mixed up to be able to enrich themselves. I said, I hope you haven't given him money. It's like, no, I gave him money. I was like, you know, truth of the matter is there are a lot of prophets in Nigeria or in Kenya or in South Africa, in Ghana, that would look at a certain need, right? Or a certain thing that people are desperately looking for. Something that people are desperately looking for. And what they would do is, instead of encouraging the people to trust and believe God independently by themselves, that would help grow their relationship with God, they would instead create a strategy where the people would look out for them as the solution. And we've seen quite a lot of that. And it's very, I never came from a background where you would have a special service for a certain need. You know what I'm saying? Like now we see special services for people who are barren. And I'm not saying we shouldn't pray for people who are barren or people who want the fruit of the womb, as they call it. I'm not saying we shouldn't pray for that. But do we need to create a special service for that? Do we need to create a special service for people to get contracts and tenders? Do we need to create a special service for promotion, work promotion? Do we need to create a special service like we're going to talk about here now for people to be able to get a visa to go to Europe or America? Some people who they really don't even have a reason why they want to go to that country. When I came to South Africa, I came to study. When I went to the UK, I stayed in the UK, Switzerland, and Sweden a little bit, and all it was because of studying. And I'm not saying economically people cannot move, because economic situations in different countries, you know, but do you have a plan? Do you have a plan? That's the main thing. Do you have a plan? And what is your plan? And some of these people are looking for visas to go into these countries and go and actually conduct themselves in a very wrong way. They get into businesses that they shouldn't, which is actually criminal. Yes, there are people like that. So we have this kind of situations where we ask ourselves, what is some sort of a better way to deal with that? What is some sort of a better way to deal with that? So we have situations where in every country, in every community, in every town or city, there are people who are desperately looking for something. And if you go to Nigeria, one of the things that people are desperately looking for, especially younger people, is they're looking for a visa to go to France, to go to England, to go to Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, to go to Denmark, to go to Germany, Italy, Belgium, Spain, to go to the USA, to go to Canada. These are places of choice. And some people are extremely desperate because they feel the only way that they would prosper, the only way that their life would become better is to go and get a visa and go overseas. Some people feel the only way that they're actually going to be anything in life is if they go overseas. And I understand that because our government haven't done well in the last 30 years and there's a lot of suffering. So totally understood. So people are very hopeless. The only hope they have is, I need to get out of this country. Some people would say, I'll leave this country and I will never return. That's how hopeless they've become in the country. So what these prophets and these charlatans are doing is they are watching and studying the desperation of the people. They have a PhD in studying the desperation of the people and taking it and turning it into a prayer service, special prayer service. And you know, when you go to this special prayer service, you don't just go to be prayed for, right? You also give a seed. It's going to be offering. And with a Nigerian mindset where they would say, no, the bigger your seed, the bigger your blessing. So obviously you're going to give. So these prophets, they know the vulnerability of people. They know the desperation. They know that people really want to go in. So I was researching this so-called prophet called Prophet Udenze. And I came up with him organizing a very special prayer service. Prophet Udenze God Love Ministry. This is what he posted on his Facebook page. He said, get your passport ready. The Lord has granted your desires to travel and international doors are open in Jesus' name. Amen. With multiple visas. Multiple visas in Jesus' name. Amen. Share and declare your destination. You see, he's even encouraging them to share. You know why he's saying to share and declare that the destination? Because they're going to do the marketing for him. He shares and then other people would now see it. And they were like, I've been denied visas several times. I need to go in. I've been denied visas several times. I need to go in. I need to go in for this special prayer. I mean, some of you guys who are maybe South Africans, you will not understand the desperation that Nigerians go through, or the hustle that Nigerians go through to get a visa. Especially the regular Nigerian. You know, people that have traveled a bit, it's not difficult for them anymore because they traveled and then they came back and all that, you know. But it's always a hustle. The requirements are different from any other requirements that I don't think any other country. And why? Because we actually have not done ourselves any favor, because over the years we've scandalized the name of Nigeria. We've scandalized the Nigerian passport. That is the Nigerian passport you're looking at right there, the green passport. We've scandalized it. Even nations like Ghana that we can go in for free for 90 days without any sort of visa requirement, they're keeping their eyes on us. They're keeping their eyes on us. So you have all of this situation, and somebody now came and opened and is not using that desperation. It's not using that desperation and organizing a special prayer service. A special prayer service. You can see what he said, get your passport ready. The Lord has granted your desire. So he's basically saying everybody's going to get a visa. Everybody's going to get multiple visas. He's not even saying a visa, but multiple visas. Not a single entry visa. So there are different sort of visas. There's single entry visas, there's multiple visas. But here he's saying you're going to get a multiple entry visa. So obviously people will troop in. And indeed, people trooped in with their passports. They trooped in with flags of so many different nations. This is the prayer service here. You can see it. You can see people that are wanting to travel to the United Kingdom, Great Britain. You can see all of them together in a group. You can see them. All of them together in a group. This is another group here of people. You can see them. They have flags of the UK and Canada. And some of them have the flags of the US all over. Special prayer service. This is him. He even, that's the prophet there. He even stuck the Canadian flag on his head. On his forehead right there. There's suffering in Nigeria and in quite a few other African countries. And you understand the desperation of the people. But do we have to create, my question is, do we have to create a special prayer session for special visa prayer session? Why do we need to? Can't we empower people to pray for the need that they have? If your need is a visa, yes, we can pray about it in the church, maybe in one of the services or whatever, but to create a special prayer for visas? Do we even know why some of these people are going where they're going? Do we take the time to ask? Do we take the time to tell them, if you're going there for the wrong reason, if you're going there because you want to traffic drugs, it's not going to happen. If you're going there because you want to be a Yahoo boy, it's not going to happen. If you're going there because you want to go and sell your body in Italy, in Germany, in Belgium and Spain, where these things are popular, especially with girls, our lovely, beautiful girls from the south of Nigeria, it's not going to happen. Do we take the time? Or we just tell them, no, come. Because we know they're going to rush and come and they're going to give money, they're going to give a seed, they're going to plant the seed, special seed. We have a special service for single people. I'm not saying we shouldn't pray for these people. But you see, why do we have to isolate all of this? I understand when there's like singles ministry in church. I understand when you do that sometimes, but you see people like this guy and these charlatans, they use it specially. It's another way of marketing themselves and also enriching themselves. That's how it's a strategy. For some reason, I'd never been in a church all my life where they had all this sort of like special prayer service for this and special prayer service for that. I'd never been, I wasn't, it's not part of my Christian orientation growing up. How about we encourage people to stay in the country? People that have no reason living the country. If you're not going to study, that we know. If you're not going to come back as a business person, go by and then come in again. If you're not going as a diplomat, if you're not going because you have a job already there for you. How about we encourage people to stay in the country? I told people, if I was not when I was why I came to Cape Town in South Africa to study was because I wanted to study communication media from a Christian perspective. And in Nigeria then, 2001, there was no place where I could study that. I could study communication media, but then you get a Christian thinking to it. If not, I wouldn't have left Nigeria. I didn't leave Nigeria because I was looking for greener pastures, money and all that. You know, I was in university actually, and I was also working. I was at the University of Abuja, and I was also working. I was studying political science, and I was also working at the Hilton Hotel. I was in my first year. So I was doing double. I was in my first year. So I left my first year because communications media was a thing for me. But I was working at the Hilton. I was very young then. I was a bellboy working from the reception. So all these big names that you see in Nigeria, I've met a lot of them. I knew them all the way into their rooms at the Hilton Hotel. They call it Transcorp Hilton now. And as a young person, I was getting money. Every day I come to work, I get money because you get tipped. You get tipped in dollars, in pounds, in euros, in naira. So all these politicians and all these big business people, you take them to their room, they give you money, or they need something, they call you, they call the reception, they ask you to go there, you help them, and all that kind of thing. And I've seen money in Nigeria. They're like, no, if I was looking for money, I wouldn't leave Nigeria because I know there's money there. But we all have a different perspective to it. Different experiences also. God has a way of blessing us wherever that we are. And we must be careful that out of our desperation, we do not give in to these false prophets, all these false people that would organize special prayer services. And they do that a lot, especially in the big city where people come to hustle, like Lagos or Abuja, or maybe Kano, Port Harcourt, all these cities that, maybe you have quite a lot of people there. Ibadan, yeah. These charlatans and fake prophets, they're strategic. They look for a pain or the need or the desperation that people have. And they create an avenue not to help you, but to help themselves out of your desperation. They're going to give a special offering. You're taking your passport, you're applying for a visa, you give a special offering. So they're not just going to give you prayer. They're going to take your money. So they're not just giving you, they're taking money from you. So am I saying you shouldn't pray if you applied for a visa? No, you should pray. I carry a Nigerian passport. I still carry a Nigerian passport. By the grace of God, using the Nigerian passport, I've traveled and lived in different countries. Japan, Australia, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, the UK, Brazil, India, Indonesia, the Philippines, places where it's difficult to get that visa, that is. So we must get to a place where we do not tolerate people like that. I know we all have a need in our lives, but don't allow a prophet or a pastor to create this special prayer entirely session. I still don't understand it for visas. And I'm not saying your pastor or your prophet shouldn't pray for you when you have a need. Because they are using that. That's why you see them, they always have one program after another. Special prayer for this. Your time is now. Give me back my money, Satan. All this. And I was like, this is like Nollywood, or this is like Bollywood theme type thing. So let's keep our eyes open. People, keep your eyes open. When you have a need and you're desperate, be careful that you do not get swayed by these people. Be careful that you hear the voice of the Lord and not the voice of a prophet or pastor that is contrary to whatever God had told you. Stay with it. It's God. The prophet can only add and confirm what God had told you. Stay with it. Stay with it. Here's a comment from Tombi. Why should he, when you people deceive people in the names of miracle? You didn't even get his vital point. Do you guys ask them what they are going overseas for before you pray for them? Yeah, that's the thing. You need to ask them, why are you even going there? You need to have have a special interview. I'm not going to agree with you or join my faith with you when you're going there to do something that is immoral and wrong and keep tarnishing the image of Nigeria. I've traveled. I mean, they would stop me in Istanbul. There was a time I was stopped in Istanbul. I was going to Manchester and I was kept aside and taken to a room because I carry a Nigerian passport, but I have a valid 1 year UK visa. Whatever you need, ask God. Don't just jump and go to the prophet. Whatever you need, ask God. Stay with God. Believe that God will give you. Yeah, if somebody want to pray for you, fine. But your confidence shouldn't be in the prayer of the prophet first. Your confidence should be in the prayer that you gave to the Lord yourself. That way you're also going to grow and mature as a Christian. That would stop you from jumping from one prophet to another prophet, from one event to another event, from one conference from one special service to another special service, from one church to another church, losing money, giving money, sowing seeds. We must be open. Evelyn says, from what I have seen and learned, there is no true church and no true man of God. No, they are all hypocrites, wolves in sheep clothing. Natasha, thank you, from Bahamas. Bongani says he wouldn't stop talking. This is his platform. People are scammed every day. The truth will set people free. Indeed. We'll keep talking. We'll keep talking. No stopping. Precious says a lot of people in the UK today didn't have primary certificates back home in Africa. Today they are graduates. Good. As long as you go there and grow yourself. Nkume says, why all this visa, this and that? People must just enjoy staying in their own country. Balak says, you can't pray for Australian visa. You have to follow the process. If you pray for 10 years, nothing will happen. Indeed. When I went to Australia, I think they gave me a multiple visa entry for, I think, 6 months or so. I went for the Commonwealth Games in the state of Victoria, in Melbourne. And I got the visa, What are you going there to do? I was going there as a journalist to cover the Commonwealth. What are you going there to do? What are you going there? Sam Uduak says, well, God has given everyone a brain to use, and if you do not use yours properly to differentiate evil from good, then you will be preyed upon. Shame. Indeed, I agree with you. Evangelist Kambule says, I love this man. Keep on. Speak the truth, Uncle Solomon. Thank you. Uchenna says, this didn't start today. Solomon, perhaps you're just knowing about this. This is a format for business, and they only prey on desperate and gullible congregants. Indeed, you're desperate, you're gullible. They would organize this special thing for you. Even in South Africa, they will organize this special thing for you. Special prayer and deliverance to cast out stuff that your family did or curses. Excuse me. Take charge of your life in prayer. Don't take your life and hand it over to a prophet. Take charge. Take charge. Chibu here is saying, Uncle Solomon, let me make this contribution. These men who go about with the title men of God have directly contributed to many social vices in Nigeria: laziness, disregard for dignity in labor, fast lane, criminality in all shapes. These pastors exploit the obvious weaknesses of Nigerians. There's hunger for miracle. You hardly see true worshippers in Nigeria. Majority of the people in the church are simply there for miracle hunting. The pastors manipulate them to believe that someone somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, wanted to share that with you. And I think for me, the major thing and most important thing here is take charge of your life in prayer. Don't hand it over to somebody else. Watch out for all these scams around church in the name of special service, special prayer, and all that kind of stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take charge. Take charge. Well, thank you guys for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, Solomon's Temple. Subscribe, Solomon's Temple, and make sure you follow me on social media. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Hi, my name is Reju, Dr. Reju. I'm a workplace effectiveness strategist, and I consult for churches because I have a passion for pastors. I have a burden for pastors because of my belief in the tremendous amount of influence that they can have in society. But over the years, the global church, we've focused on only what happens within the four walls of our buildings. We've reduced the definition of church to a building, which we know is not accurate. But the purpose of this conference, this workshop, is to give us a wider kind of horizon, to widen our horizon, to look at the church through a truly biblical prism, to expose pastors to gain an insight into the biblical definition of church so that we can express that full definition and become that externally focused church. A friend of mine once said, "Where is the church on a Sunday after the parking lot is empty?" That is what this workshop is all about. Call Joy Bringers on the numbers on the screen. See you then.
Masinya Attorneys Incorporated, a boutique commercial and taxation law firm in mid-range Johannesburg, South Africa. Strategic lawyers on point with more than 20 years of practice experience. We are professional, capable, and qualified.